Hey people, so if you forgot to do your atmospheric perspective landscape project, I'll show you how to do it real quick. So new canvas in GRAVIT, use the pen tool, and we're just going to make the shape of a layer of land or horizon line. So I'm just going to click at the edge of the composition on the left, the top, click at the bottom left corner, then click at the bottom right corner, then click up towards the top on the right, and then we're making a horizon line. So click and drag to make curves. There's a little mountain. There's a hill. Great. Boom. So once you close it by clicking the last anchor point, you need to fill it. So go to Fills and choose a nice light color. I'm just going to stick with blues. All right, great. And then we're going to use the selection tool, right? And we're basically just going to copy it a bunch of times. So Command C, Command V, it's copied, and I'm going to go back to the fill and then make it a little bit darker and make it a little bit shorter. So we're going for 4 layers of land. So I'm just going to copy it again, Command C, Command V. And then the closer the land is towards the bottom, or the closer to it is towards the viewer, the darker, more saturated it's going to be. I'm just going to pull mine darker and not worry about saturation. So then you pull that one down. And same thing, I'm just selecting the one on top, the path on top, Command C, Command V, and then making the color a little bit darker, and then selecting it and then making it a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna kind of even these out real quick. Great, I have 4 layers of land. I'm gonna make this sky color is the page color. So if you click on the outside of the composition, the box over here changes to the page options, and you can change the page color right here. So what I'm gonna do is hit the pick a color picker, and do that last layer of land, then go back into the color picker, and then just move it up and make it lighter. Right. Borders are ugly to me, so I'm going to select everything, and then it should show up over here where it says borders. So I'm going to select the borders and trash the borders. Once you have this, you want to save it, which is a great idea, and then lock it. So I'm just going to select all my layers, click and drag all my layers, or click and then hold shift and then click the bottom, and so all these layers I'm locking. Lock, 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 lock. So the layer's locked, and now we are making silhouettes. So easiest thing to do is building. So get a rectangle. That's a building. Now it looks a little bit more like a building, and let's give it a roof. Oh, how lovely. All right, so I'm going to select all of them and make it a compound shape, union. So now I have the shape of a house, but to make it actually look like a house, I'm going to punch a hole for a window. So that's just a rectangle. You can add 2 rectangles, holding down Option to get another one. You can even do a circle window. Great. So once you have them there, you can't really see them because they're the same color as my house shape, but they're there. I'm going to select all of them, click and drag to select all of them. They're all selected. My compound shape is in the layers palette, and then I have my 2 windows of rectangles and my ellipse. So that's all selected. I'm just going to go over to compound shape and hit subtract to punch holes in the house. So now I have a house, it has windows, but it's not colored right. I'm just going to select it and then use the color of the land that it's sitting on. So select the color of the land that it's sitting on. So that's one element. We need 3. So let's see if we can just duplicate this guy and change him around a little bit. So let's maybe delete that window. Delete. Oh, we don't even need to delete it. Can we just pull it down? Now we have a door. How wonderful. Okay. And then let's do it again. And this time let's change up the top, the roof. So I'm just going to select just the roof. Or actually, I'm going to use a direct selection tool. So go back and hit the sub-select tool, and then hover over the triangle for the roof. Click it, and then you have these little orange anchor points, and you can kind of move these around and just make kind of a different shaped roof. All right, down. Nice. A little bit more. Okay, yeah, so, you can have fun with this. Let me just, because I like doing this, make a little flag. Triangle, flag, done. Select them all, and then union. There we go. All right, so we have 3 silhouette buildings. Lovely. So now I'm going to, let's see, select all of them, and Command C, Command V, copy paste. I'm just gonna move them to the background. Let's go to the top and make them a lot smaller. Oops, now they're upside down. I don't want that. So now that they're a lot smaller because they're in the distance, because they should be smaller because they're so far away. I'm just gonna like move them around. Let me put this one like over here, and this guy I might put right over here. So now that's wonderful, but they should be the same color as the land that they're sitting on. So I'm just going to select the house, hit the fill, and then match the color to the land that it's sitting on. Match the color. Not only land, but objects look lighter and duller the further they are from the viewer. So great. And then I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to copy this and put it right here. And I'm going to sample the color. And I'm going to copy this one and put it here. And sample the color. Copy this guy. Hold down Option. And sample the color. These ones are a little bit closer, so probably want to go back to resizing them, make them a little bit bigger. Somehow I have 2. Okay, so this one just a little bit bigger. This one just a little bit bigger. And just so it's not so repetitive, maybe I'll switch this guy with this guy. I'm actually going to flip that so the flags aren't all going the same direction. Oh, this is kind of repetitive too. There we go. All right, we're almost done. We just got one more layer of land, so I'm just going to grab this guy, hold down Option, move it over here, and sample the color. Make it a little bit bigger. Just make it a little bit fatter, shorter, just to give it a little bit of variety. Get this guy, hold down Option, let's put it over here. If the stacking order like this gets in your way, I'll show you how to do that right after I change the color of it. Okay, so now you can see that this house is stacked on top of a house that's really in the foreground. So with this house selected, I need to move it backward. I'm just going to use this button over here, send backwards, click that until, oh, that's too much. Bring it back. There we go. There's a little gap right there, so I'm going to move it down with my arrow keys. Done. And then, which one did I not do? This guy. So I'm just going to copy this guy down over here and change the color. There we go. Oh, again, I have the stacking order issue, so you just rearrange it in the layers panel or by using these buttons up here. So I'm just going to show you moving it around in layers palette now. So I'm just going to bring it down a bunch, and that seems to work. Now I have an atmospheric perspective landscape with 4 layers of land, 3 silhouette image elements or what have you. If it's a house, if it's a tree, anything that really belongs to landscape, you can do. And I sampled the colors for each of the layers of land or the distance of the elements. Hope this helps.